Like what I see in this story is like this man, her husband, almost saw it as just like this simple, innocuous thing of like
Mhm.
he, in his mind, like it seems like it was just a thing he was listing off, that it wasn't, you know what I mean? Like he didn't fully understand how awful it was. So like when I mean there's a spectrum, yes, I 100% know that there are some men that just like hate women, but I think there's some men that think like, oh, well, what I'm doing is not that bad. And they're justifying it. However, even when it's
Yeah.
something fucking crazy like drugging your wife and raping her and then sharing it on the internet.
Do you think it's in part just because it's like it's something that they just have never? I mean, I think about the same thing with like sexual assault and catcalling and all these things that like it's just not their lived experience, and so they have no way of like without putting real effort into it. I'm not saying it's impossible, but like if you're just being lazy about it, like that you just can't comprehend. You know, I'm a white woman, right? Like I can't comprehend racism on a lived experience level. The closest I can come to is being a woman who has felt unsafe because of the body that I'm walking around in and has been heckled and blah, 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 blah. But it's not the same. But I can use it as like a, okay, I have this thing so I can kind of understand some fucking fraction of this experience this other person's have. And even if I can't understand it and it's happening to me, I can still have fucking empathy that is happening to somebody else. It's like they don't believe it because they can't empathize. Then they don't think it's real.
I thought about that too with this guy and his rebuttal about like why he doesn't check his friends of like, oh, you've never felt fear when someone
Mm.
has called you a
Mm-hmm.
bitch. Like
Yeah.
that's why I hate it. I cannot stand when another man like says the word bitch in an angry way, referring to
Mm-hmm.
even if it's someone who is a bitch. Like it just
Yeah.
makes me feel like that is a violent man because of what I've experienced. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if men can relate to that feeling of having just that instinct, like that immediate, oh shit, am I safe? And you feel it in
Yeah.
your body. I don't know.
I got into a huge fight once with a guy I was dating. There was a teenager that we knew who was expected to ride her bicycle many miles in the country on country gravel roads in the like prairie land of Wyoming to get to her job. That was a roadhouse on the side of the highway. She was a teenager. And I was like, I don't like anything about this. This is a terrible idea. And the person I was with at the time was like, what do you mean? And I'm like, she is like 16. She is all by herself. There's no cell phone reception. You're in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. She's working at like a roadhouse where people are drinking. People could sit in there her whole shift and watch her get on that bicycle and follow her out. And she would have absolutely no way to protect herself.
Mm.
They could rape and murder her right there on the side of the road and no one would find her for fucking days because we're talking the middle of nowhere. At the very least, they could fucking snatch her. And the guy I was with was like, you're being hysterical.
Oh, wow.
You're overreacting. You just think that there's danger everywhere. And I was like, which one of us has been a teenage girl before?
Mm.
Which
Mm.
one of us has been chased into buildings on a lunch break as an adult by creepy dudes on the sidewalk, just trying to go get a lunch? Which one of us has had men hide in the bush and try to jump out at them in broad daylight when you're just trying to go get a cup of coffee? Have you ever been propositioned to get in someone's car to have sex with them at 2 o'clock in the afternoon when you're wearing pajamas? No, fuck you, dude. Like, women experience so many moments of like true fucking danger just existing in broad daylight while wearing the
Mm.
frumpiest clothes they own. And then men try to tell us that we're overreacting and that we're being too angry and that we think the world is out to get us. And it's like, because it fucking is. Like, I don't know. If you don't want to hear us talking about how shitty men are, maybe do better. And maybe
Maybe do
hold
better.
other men accountable. Because you know them. I'm
That's,
sorry. All
yeah.
these men, they don't live in a vacuum. And they all have family members. And half of them probably had fucking wives and girlfriends, you know, and they have kids. And if everyone around them is just like, oh, well, that's just Joe. That's how Joe is.
It's just he's just joking.
Ugh. Took a fucking joke. Because I did have to explain this to a guy years ago. He said he told a woman at a gas station that she was pretty or her outfit was pretty or something. And she essentially told him to go fuck himself, right? Like she was like, go eat a bag of shit, you know? And he was so offended. That's what he said. Well, I was just trying to give the person a compliment. I don't understand why she had to be so aggressive. And I said, what you don't understand is you could have been like the fifth guy today that was just trying to be nice to her. And also, that person is interpreting what you're saying is, I'm imagining fucking you. I'm imagining what you look like naked. I think you're fuckable. That's the messaging that a woman is receiving when a guy that she doesn't fucking know, when she's minding her own motherfucking business, comes up to her and says, well, you look good. What does that
Yeah.
mean? That means you look attractive to me sexually. I was like, so this woman is just trying to pump gas in her fucking car to get to work or go get the groceries. She's thinking about all the shit she's got to do. She's a human being who has a life. And you, this potato in jeans, come up to her and say, I think you look really good today. And she's supposed to what? Thank you?
Yeah. Exactly. She's supposed to, how do you, and if she does not react the way that you were expecting her,
Then she's a bitch.
yeah.
And she knows that. And she knows that if she doesn't react correctly, you could get aggressive with her. So again, her options are to feel sexualized by a stranger or feel endangered by a stranger. This guy is probably a nice guy. You know what I mean? Like from what I remember,
Sure.
perfectly nice dude. Like he's not was not a monstrous human being. Like, and so I do, going back to just that like base level not understanding. You know what I mean? Like
Not
really
understanding.
not understanding how you're making other people fucking feel. And that's why it's important to have these conversations.
I, speaking for myself, am very, very, very angry and disappointed at just men in general right now. But I do hope and really believe that we need them to help solve the problem because they are such a big part of the problem. So they need to help solve the problem. I do believe that most men don't want to hurt people, don't want to hurt women, don't want to hurt each other, don't want to hurt kids.
And I would like to put words in your mouth because I think what you're implying in part, when you say do better and you say I'm disappointed in them, I would like to clarify, and I'm going to speak for you, and you can tell me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
You don't mean because I assume that all of you are psycho, rapist, killer, child molesting, stalking, crazy people. I want you to do better, and I'm disappointed in you because you are not participating in this fight. And you are not standing up against other men in your life when you're seeing and hearing comments. You're not stepping in to protect women. You're not doing the work with us.
Yes. You put words in my mouth beautifully. Thank you.
Well, good. I would like to see, like, I remember after the George Floyd murder and after the uprising in Minneapolis, there was a lot of conversations, at least in, my corner of the internet, about the labor that white people needed to do to educate themselves, right? Like reading books and like what true allyship looks like and really understanding the history of our country and the racist roots of the police system in the United States, like all these things, right? And there were Zoom meetings and there were forums and there were books. And there was all this work that a lot of people were doing, right? Because it was like, okay, like this is, I truly want to try to understand or grasp. So I'm not minimizing the response or experience these people are having, right?